YouTube family, what is up, everyone? I want to thank you all for coming and checking out this Aquarium gameplay because, based on the title, you really had to be coming to check out this gameplay just to hear me and just see what I'm talking about today. So I really do appreciate that. It's not any particular tips or criticism or, something that I feel like I can enlighten you on. It's just kind of me just chatting about something that's been on my mind. I'm running counter UAV, Wraith, and Wraps in this particular gameplay, mainly because I prestiged a few days before double XP weekend a few days back, and I didn't have all my stuff. So I just had to run some things that I thought would work well together until I was able to get my streaks back, which took a very long time. I didn't even know that it was going to be double XP weekend. What happened was I prestiged because I needed dead silence. Like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, every single time I died, I was dying by somebody who was wearing awareness. Like it got to the point where I literally could not move throughout the map because like on the kill cam it would show the enemy looking in the opposite direction of me and then all of a sudden turning to my exact location and pre-shooting me out. Like I could not take it. So I literally prestiged and went from one all the way to 55 just to get dead silent because I didn't have any unlocked tokens. Like that's how bad it had gotten for like 20 games straight of people just literally looking one direction, then turning, aiming at my direction, and pre-shooting me from around the corner. And I just was like, no, there's no way that I'm gonna deal with that. Um, but what I wanted to talk about today is probably gonna get a different variation of grown beef for this particular commentary because to be honest with you, I'm pretty aggravated. And there are a lot of things that I've kind of just charged to the game of life, and I really don't let them bother me particularly too much anymore. Like the fact that people feel like they can come into my job, and since they bought a $30 Bluetooth headset, they can talk to me however they feel like. You know the retail struggle for those of you who may be working retail while you're pursuing another career or going to school or something like that. Um, Another thing I've learned to tolerate is really, really ridiculous and plain memes. Like, I'm so tired of seeing memes on Facebook that are just like it's memes that are supposed to be like inspirational, but they're very, very basic. And they say shit like, if you really love someone, you should be with them forever. And then the post would have like like 20,000 likes and 9,000 comments. And I'm like, this is the most basic shit in the world. But I've learned how to tolerate those things. One thing that is like just completely disgusting and irritating, aggravating, and always uncomfortable is just fake ass, bitch ass people. Like, I don't understand why it is so difficult, and I don't understand what leverage in life you're giving up by just being real and just being honest and just being straight up. Because when it comes down to it, most people are fake, most people are lying, most people are being misleading or secretive or some shit like that for absolutely no reason whatsoever at all. And it just kind of bothers me in a sense because I was pre-shooting the hell out of this guy. I don't even know how I knew that guy was there. But anyway, I don't understand why when it comes to interacting with people, you can't just be straight up. Like if you don't like me, cool, you don't like me. If you don't want to talk to me, you don't want to talk to me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because everybody has people that they just don't like. And sometimes you don't even have a reason. And guess what? You don't have to have a reason. But what makes you a fake ass, weak ass person is when you pretend. Is when you instead of just being straight up and saying, "Hey, I don't like you," or I don't fuck with you like that, or you not cool to me, or whatever, you pretend like everything is cordial, like everything is okay, like everything is cool, when it's really not. And those are the type of people that really, really disgust me. Those are the type of people that really, really aggravate me as a person, because I would much rather, I have so much more respect for a person who just says, grown B, man, you ain't shit. I don't like you. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear your mama. I don't even want to be friends with somebody who knows you. And that's perfectly fine, because it's not hurting me none. But don't pretend like we cool. Don't pretend like we friends. Don't smile in my face. Don't talk to me if that's how you feel. Because all that's doing is being extra. You wasting your time. You wasting my time. Because I could be doing so many different things other than having this conversation with you, especially if you really don't want to be involved in the conversation. I don't know, this is just something that just kind of struck me earlier this evening. I just kind of got enlightened about somebody that I thought I was at least somewhat cool with, but apparently that wasn't the case. Um, you know, it is what it is. We all know that there are, you know, instances where people sometimes act different around different people. We're such a versatile race, the human race, and there's so many instances where, you know what, different people are going to bring out different sides of you. Now, I don't feel like you should treat people differently when you get around other friends or you get around other family members. It doesn't mean you treat people differently. There's a difference between, someone bringing out a different part of you, and maybe you have jokes or inside jokes, or you act different ways around different people, but you shouldn't treat people differently just because you get around some new friends. And honestly, that's just kind of the situation I thought I was in. Thought I had a new friend, but this person got around some people that they were more comfortable with, and eventually they would come around and it would be cool. But that actually wasn't the case. But at the end of the day, there's certain ways that you handle people. There's certain ways that you deal with people who have a certain level of respect for you, and they ain't never done you wrong. And that person did do that with me. So, lesson learned. And I'm done with my rant. I'll see y'all later, man.